So good day everybody, this is Billion FX and today we'll be talking about market structure. Please stick around to the end of this video so you can get the full knowledge of everything you need to know about market structure. So firstly, we know we have three types of trend. We have the downtrend, the uptrend. Please don't mind the way I'm drawing it though. The uptrend, and then we have the consolidation, or sideways trend. These are the three types of trends we have. And some people might be thinking that why does the market have to make all these retracements that are here? All these retracements, is it necessary for the market to have most of them? All these pullbacks the market is doing, why do we have them in the market? So for you to understand this, let me give you a little example. For every stable market, for every sell, there needs to be a buyer. For every sell, there needs to be a buyer. For every sell, there needs to be a buyer. There is no stable market that does not have an equal amount or an unequal amount of buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers must and needs to be in every market condition. There needs to be buyers and sellers. That's why the market always has to do a pullback or a retracement before it continues in the direction it goes. That's why the market does not just go. Straight down or just go straight up, because that would just mean there are purely sellers or purely buyers in the market, and that is not a good market condition. Because for every market, like even in your local market, there needs to be a buyer for there to be a seller. So since we are done with that, we'll be going to the next stage of market structure. Let's do it in the charts. Let me show you how I analyze this chart with pure market structure. So the first thing you would notice, okay, so now I'll be showing you exactly how I traded EURUSD using purely market structure. So if you check by your left hand side right here now, let me point that out. So if you check out this part of the market, you would see it's an obvious uptrend. From this part of the market to this part of the market. It's an obvious uptrend. So what we are going to do is we are going to wait for a market structure shift, that is a change of character. And as you can see, a change of character happened here. It happened there. Then the market went from this part, it went for a test here, then broke this lower low. It broke it, went up again, came down, went up again, came down. So what this tells, like I mentioned earlier, is that without buyers in the market, there can't be sellers. There needs to be, even if it's not an equal amount, there just needs to be equal. There needs to be both buyers and sellers present in every market condition. So what you notice now is after this sell down here, there was a buy. This buy now is a retracement. So let's mark this out now. We got that, and we have this, signifying that we are now in a bearish trend. We've moved from a bullish trend to a bearish trend because now market is making lower lows and lower highs. Do you get that? So now we'll move to the next. So the next thing I did when I confirmed that now we are now in a bearish trend, the next thing I did was I started looking for sell entries. And now we're on the daily time frame. The next thing you do when you're analyzing the market, any currency pair you're analyzing, you start from the daily time frame, check the direction of the market. Now I've confirmed that we are in an obvious down bearish trend. The next thing you do now is to go on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame here, as you can see, we are still obviously bearish. As you can see, we are obviously bearish still, because if you can check this out, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, and sellers, and still buyers. You see this? So this is a very good market condition, because they are both buyers and sellers, and like this, market is making lower lows and lower highs continuously, confirming what I saw on the daily time frame, which was a sell, a bearish trend. On the 4-hour time frame, we still have a bearish trend, confirm what I saw on the daily. So now I am obviously and only looking to sell the market right now. So now that's where we get to our entries. Now what do we do on the entries? We look for entry positions. So now, as I'm looking at this now, I can see that what we have here, we have a higher low, we have a lower high here, sorry, a lower high. So on the 4-hour time frame, I started looking for my confluence. I started looking for maybe probably a fair value gap, a another block. I started searching for where to put my setups, my POIs. I started looking for everything. That is when I stumbled on this fair value gap here. If you look by your left side here, you see this fair value gap unmitigated. So the next thing I did was draw it out. I drew this fair value gap out on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, I'll be putting up screenshots of how I took the trade, because here I'm not using the back play. I'm not using the back play tool. I'm not using it. So I'm going to put the screenshot of how I took the trade, my sniper entry on the trade. I'm going to be putting everything up at the end of this video, so just stay tuned. So I drew out fair value gap I saw. Okay, I drew out the fair value gap. So I don't know if they are beginner traders here or advanced, but you should see that obviously there are inducements and liquidities here and here. Those places are obvious liquidity zones, so I knew the setup was A1. And as you can see right here, price tapped into my fair value gap. That was all I needed, just that tap. And I set my entry right here, where I entered stop loss right above the fair value gap, and I put my entry down, and I targeted here, right here. And you see right now I'm almost at TP safe. I will put in a screenshot of how I analyze this trade, of the profit I made and my entry, how I sniped everything, like the way I entered trade. I'll put in it up. I'll put in a screenshot up, so you know I entered a trade at the exact time it touched that fair value gap. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos like this.